You know that feeling, right? You see a diagram or a video, especially one from an AI, and it just clicks. It feels more real, more authoritative than just a block of text. Well, today we're going to dig into that exact feeling. We're going to explore the gap between how powerful visual media feels and what it actually is. Right, let's just start by admitting something we've all experienced. When you see something visually, it just hits different. It feels solid. It feels like someone or something put real thought into it, and that gives it this instant vibe of authority.
So here's the game plan for our explainer. First, we'll look at why pictures are so persuasive. Then, we'll introduce a really cool idea called scaffolding. We'll see how that applies to AI visuals, draw a super important line between influence and authority, and then wrap up with how we can all get better at calibrating our trust.
All right, first up, let's really pull apart this whole phenomenon, the incredible persuasive pull that visual media has on all of us.
So here's the most important thing to get straight from the get-go. This isn't because the AI is suddenly smarter when it makes a pretty picture. No, this is on us. Our brains are just hardwired to find visuals more convincing than text. It's a human thing, not a tech thing. Okay, so to really understand how to handle these visuals properly, we need a good framework. And there's a fantastic one we can borrow from professional training in really high-stakes fields. It's the idea of scaffolding. Think about it like this. In really complex jobs, trainers use simplified analogies, mental models, to help new people build some intuition. They're basically training wheels. They are explicitly temporary, and everyone knows they are not a formal, accurate map of the real system. And look at how strict the rules are around these things. This scaffolding is 100% forbidden in any formal process. You can't use it in an audit. You can't use it for corrective actions or CAPAs. You can't use it to investigate a problem. And you definitely can't use it for any decision that carries real weight. It's not evidence. It's not a control. It's just a learning tool. And here it is, the big trigger. The moment the conversation turns serious, we're talking risk, authority, accountability, that scaffolding has to be dropped. Instantly, its job is done. Now it's time to work with the real, formal, nitty-gritty models. There's no gray area. So you can probably see where this is going, right? Can we, and more importantly, should we, be looking at these incredible visuals from AI through that exact same lens as just helpful, temporary scaffolding? Let's pull on that thread, because the answer is a resounding yes. In fact, in regulated spaces, this is precisely how these visuals are designed to be used. They are a modern, incredibly powerful form of scaffolding. I mean, this quote from the actual production rules says it all. Visuals are there to assist, to get humans on the same page. That's it. They must never imply that the system is doing something on its own, that it's autonomous, or that it has any authority whatsoever. And if you look at the types of visuals that are even allowed, this principle just shines through. They're all about showing structure and boundaries and sequences. Take the boundary and gate diagram. Its entire purpose is to show you exactly where a human has to step in and give their approval. Nothing is automatic. But what's even more telling, I think, is what's banned. Any image that could trick you into thinking the AI is a little person, with a brain or a face, is out. Any diagram that looks like it's a closed loop running by itself? Nope, forbidden. The system is actually designed to stop us from falling for our own human biases. Okay, this brings us to what might be the single most important distinction in this whole conversation. This right here is the whole ballgame. A visual cranks up the influence, it makes the output more persuasive, it makes you feel like there's intent behind it. But what does it not increase? The system's actual ability to reason, its authority as evidence, or its accountability. It adds zero to any of that. Bottom line, whether the system spits out a line of text or a gorgeous, incredibly compelling diagram, the engine underneath is exactly the same. Same capabilities, same limitations, same fundamental lack of real understanding. The wrapper is different, but the core system is unchanged. This sentence is one you should just write down. Media does not increase reasoning capability. It increases influence. We have to consciously pry apart that persuasive feeling from the actual unchanged capability of the tool. So where does this all leave us? What's the practical thing to do? It's all about one thing: deliberately, consciously, calibrating our trust to match what the tool can actually do. First, we have to hammer this home. Their one and only approved job is to help us, the humans, understand something more clearly. They are a communication aid. Period. Second,
just because an AI made a really convincing flowchart, that does not mean the AI is now responsible for what happens. Accountability always stays with the person who makes the final call.
And finally, and this is so critical, we have to treat these visuals just like those training wheel mental models. They are not proof, they are not validation, they are not evidence you can use in any formal setting, they are just helpful scaffolding. And that really leaves us with this final thought, this challenge. The real skill we all need to build is learning to shift our perspective, to stop seeing a compelling visual as the final answer, and instead train ourselves to see it as a really well-formed question, a beautiful starting point for our own critical thinking, our own investigation, and ultimately our own judgment.